All right, so welcome to take number 5, I think, of the Odyssey Chronicles episode 3. 3 is the third one.
All right. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's your boy, Jeremy Odyssey, and this is my homie, Tommy Jizzle, a.k.a. Tommy the Man, a.k.a. Tommy the Boy with the kid and the little boy in the back because he's a pedophile. It's my man, Tommy. You're not a pedophile. Please don't say anything. Please don't call the cops.
But I would like to mention that, like I said, this is take 5 because we've had audio issues and, like, sync issues and just random stuff. So every intro almost, Jeremy has done that same thing
for like 3 times.
Yeah, he just kept listing all the different names for me, and every time they were different. At one point, it was like Tommy. I'm not gonna mention it, but I'm gonna think about Tommy the Jizzle for a good while.
Oh yeah, I did.
Hey, I'm about to give you some of Tommy's Jizzle. Hold on.
That sounds like a sauce. But yo, yeah.
Oh wait, cue the intro.
Yeah, cue the. That's what I was gonna say, Thomas. Cue the intro.
All right, so
yeah,
I shouldn't have started talking yet. I didn't have anything.
It's okay.
Didn't have anything.
Here are the things that we're probably going to talk about. We're going to talk about the sequel of what happened
with Mole
the Molester.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is a multi-arc series with many deep moments and friendships being crushed. But before we get to that, we're going to talk about soccer moms.
Oh, yeah. So in one of the previous takes, I was saying, how do you feel about the fact that you're going to have a small section, at least, of like maybe a couple hundred people in the future who are going to be devoted soccer moms who really want to fuck you?
And I was like, well, most soccer moms are thick.
That's a really broad thing. That's a really broad generalization.
There are probably some not thick ones out there, but a lot of them, when you normally look up soccer moms. Wait, what do you normally... First off, let me go on
Who looks
Google.
up soccer moms? Jeremy, do you look up soccer moms on a regular basis?
Yes, I do. Fucking love me a soccer mom. Baby. Oh, you gotta stop with that sweater. You gotta get out that tracksuit. You gotta get some of this dick. Hold up.
Jeremy, why you're looking up soccer moms right now?
Hold up, moms. Let me see what I get. I know.
So, just while he's looking up soccer moms...
Okay, here you go. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, you're right, Thomas. Some soccer moms are thick. Except for this bitch right here, she's a stick. But yeah. That little nigga look like you don't know where he's going.
Alright,
like,
send me that picture. Mm-hmm. This is a note to myself to add that picture on... Oh,
yeah, we gotta show that.
Effort.
I'll do it myself because I'm gonna have to do... I do most of the editing anyway.
Nigga, no.
Yeah.
You do the video editing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So that picture thing, yeah, that would be involved with me. So, okay, like I was... yeah, it was a really funny picture. So, anyway, yeah. Okay, I could say... Well, what percentage would you say is good to say about the amount of soccer moms being thick?
I think most soccer moms aren't thick. Because when... Like, I know a couple people who have soccer moms. And then again, what is a soccer mom? Is it somebody who's given birth to a soccer ball? Or...
You sound dumb stupid.
Sound dumb stupid.
For some reason, when you said that with a straight face, I was like, that's the stupidest thing that I've ever heard come out of Thomas. I've said a lot of stupid shit, but this right here, Thomas really did say that. It was like, yeah, that's a good line. That's a good thing I should say. It's okay. They give birth to a soccer ball.
Alright, but I do want to mention the roach situation before we get into Mole, because they're really closely related. Because you see, like, one was involving, we were in a restaurant and there was a roach that came up. And the other one is involving an evil, like, nasty roach bitch named Mole the Molester.
Oh, yeah. So let's first go to the roach thing. So I was, so we walked into the Hooks, right? And in the hooks, there were these two kids that were sitting down being kids or whatever. They're not really relevant in the story. I just like mentioning them because they were there and their reactions were funny sometimes.
Yeah.
So, like, I was walking up to the thing because I guess, like, Thomas and Ebony were still trying to figure out what they were going to get from hooks. And I went over to the counter and I saw something brown crawling around on the thing. Now, I was about to say something, but at first I was like, well, I don't really know what that is. I'm really trying to figure out what this is first before I make any statements. So I really squinted and I was like, hey, is that a roach? And Thomas yells out, that's a roach. That's a whole roach. Now, you're probably like, Jeremy, and you continued buying food? No, okay. At this point,
did.
No, because at this point, I already bought the food.
You paid for it.
I already paid for the food, and the people have already walked off, and they already started working on my stuff.
Nobody walked off.
Yes,
yet.
they did.
They were right now. They're working on your receipt.
No, I watched the other lady walk off to make my sushi, and then I watched the people in the back go and do my fries. Mm-hmm. So I was like, shit. All right, I really am. I'm actually a dead fuck. Because Thomas has now yelled this out. And I was like, but it could be still cool. And he's like, nah, hey, this is roach, man. It's a roach.
It's a big ass roach.
It's a big ass roach.
Man, that roach is big. Guys.
That nigga look like an African. That's a hand crawling in your kitchen. You ain't doing nothing about it.
It looked like a starving African child. It looked like a whole baby hand.
That's like Spider Nigerian. Like he just crawls in just for food. He doesn't save anyone.
So I was just like, man, there's a roach. Nope. And I kept looking at the people behind the glass. I was like, there's a roach. There's a roach right there. Y'all not gonna do nothing about this roach? There's a roach right there. Guys, there's a roach. And then people they just kept looking at me. I'm like, guys, it's crawling to the kitchen. Look at it. The roach is crawling to the kitchen. It's right there. Look over there. You're not gonna do anything about that roach right there. And they kept looking at me. And I'm like, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. And I started roasting the fuck out of the whole establishment really loudly for a while. I was like, this nasty ass, they don't even take care of the kitchen. They just let roaches crawl around. They don't even, and I was real mad for a good second. So I was sitting there
dying of laughter. And then I quickly realized, this is as cool as this is that Thomas is calling out a restaurant for slipping. These people still have my food in their hands. So just because I'm laughing and I'm hanging out with Thomas, they could easily be like, all right, we'll I'll rub my dick on this nigga fish. I'm gonna do that. He gonna eat that shit too. He gonna eat all that, or I'll spit a big ass super loogie in his fucking slushy, but I'll make sure it's at the bottom so that when he drinks it, cause you
gonna drink it first.
The first thing I'm gonna get, and he gonna be like, "Damn, it's therapy," and I'll be like, "Yeah, spit, nigga, you like." and then I was like, "No." I was like, no, please, Thomas, chill out, chill. And he just kept roasting. And I was like, my food is fucked now. My food is all the way fucked. It got to the point where Thomas was like, man, these niggas trash. And then this lady walked in and was like about to buy some food. And he was like, don't order no food in here. This shit mad dirty. I was like, nah, man, they got roaches. They got roaches just crawling around in their kitchen. They're not doing shit. I even told him, and I look back at the person who was at the counter because it was the same like teenage stupid ass girl. She looked so stupid, and I'm a teenager too. But she looked like the embodiment of like a white girl teenager, of just not giving a fuck. Even though she was probably Hispanic, because Miami, there aren't white people here who actually live here. Yeah.
So, but I was just like, she's not even. You doing nothing.
She really wasn't doing anything about the situation, and that sucked. But I do feel like the situation could be handled a lot calmer than how it did, because it really did just blow out of proportions like stupid fast, and then everybody didn't listen to anyone. There was too much anger in the room, because there was Thomas who was like, I'm mad because these niggas aren't doing their job. These niggas like, I'm mad because there's a nigga outside telling me how to do my job. Fuck that nigga. And they're walking around like, that nigga don't know what's going on. You don't know my life. I gotta make these fries.
And then the woman walked in, and then I was like, you might not want to get anything from here because I got roaches crawling around. I was roasting the store loudly enough for the people in the back of the kitchen to hear me. And I was like, yeah, man, you might want to, if you do want to order something, I mean, feel free. But you might get some roach in it. You're not going to get a whole roach. they're not gonna fuck with you that bad, but you might get some legs or some hairs, you know. You might get some roach leg in your sandwich, and that's all good if that's what you're cool with.
You're gonna have some roach testicles dragging on your sandwich, and that's the worst thing to have.
And then after a while, when Jeremy got his food and he was leaving, I was like, "Y'all, wait, can I get a side of roach with that? Hey, can you give me some roach? Can you give me some roach salt, please?
I really.
How about you give me like some roach cola?" And I was really...
I sadly grabbed my food and walked to Ebony's car because I was like, I really probably did get some nut all up in my... Somebody poked their dick out and probably was like, I'm gonna rub my testicles on this nigga's sandwich. I'm gonna rub my testicles on his sandwich. Then the homie's like, don't do it. That's not right. It's like, his homie talking shit, right?
It's not even my sandwich.
You want to see a sandwich? Yeah, we'll give him a nut sandwich. He gonna have balls in his mouth. No.
And I was real upset. So after I roasted that, I told the lady about it. We were walking out of the store. I heard the cashier woman finally say something, and she was talking to the other woman, and she was like, "Hey, you want anything?" And the one was like, "Nah, I'm just waiting here for a little bit."
She said, "I was waiting for my ride.
I'm waiting for somebody to come by pick me up." And it's just like, that's funny. She was probably gonna come get something. She didn't just walk into this Hooks to sit. I know damn well there's a bench right outside.
That's some fucking coon shit.
So I really did ruin at least one of their purchases.
Yeah, man, that's what roaches do. They often ruin a lot of purchases, and they also ruin friendships and lives. And you know what else? You know what specific roach ruined our friendships and our lives? Mole the roach molester.
You know what I just thought about?
Pedophile.
Real quick
vagina fuck. No pussy, no bitches, no dick.
You know something I just thought about with Mole? She doesn't have any moles that are like noticeable or visible or anything.
Yeah.
But if she had a giant, ugly like boil of a mole like on her cheek, it would fit her face really well.
It would.
I'd be like, yeah, that's what I would expect.
You're a witch, and that's what I expect.
Yeah.
So that would be like, yeah, that would fit her. That would fit her. Today we had a recent interaction with Mole.
I should also let you know a quick update. My teeth are feeling better. My health is up and down. I'm probably all right. But okay, my main issue is even if I think I talked about this in the other podcast, even if nothing happens to me and I'm perfectly fine, she really did wholeheartedly try to destroy everything I am. And that so fuck her balls. Whole life forever.
Not everything you are. It was more or less she tried to destroy your way of life.
Yeah,
that's a very important way of life, and I feel like that's something that should be mentioned almost every time that she's around. Mm-hmm. So today she decided to walk over to the table,
which she keeps doing.
She consistently does this a lot, but I don't think I'm around most of the times when it happens. So the first time I remember her being around me, and she did that, I think I caused the whole scene. Because I was like, the first time this happened, she walked up to the table and was like, "Hey, man." I was like, "You're trash. You tried to kill that. You tried to fuck my whole friend up. You're a piece of shit." And then she was like, "What? What do you mean?" And I was like, "I'm about to roast you. You're a whole witch. You're a terrible person. You're the worst. You're a bad person. You tried to curse my best friend. You're a piece of shit." And I just kept going in. And then she was like, and she was really trying to defend herself. And then all the other people came in and roasted her. And I wish I stayed after to see how that whole situation panned out. But I wasn't there for the rest of that. Mm-hmm. Everything else got like talked about when I was gone.
Yeah. What basically happened was after he really was roasting her really intensely. Because when she came, she was like trying to be all like snarky, like, yeah. You
talking about the first time this happened? Or
no, I was talking about the second time. No, you're talking about the first time. Yeah, the first time you really did cause a scene. It was real cool.
I caused the whole scene, and everybody like came over there and took turns roasting her. And they didn't take turns roasting her. It was like more or less me and Thomas. And then when I had to leave, it was just you, and you had to talk it out with her.
Yeah, man, I was roasting her.
But then, like, the second time, she came in again.
Wait, let me talk about that time when it was just me and her, like, without you there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because there was another time where, like, we were interacting because it was me, Greg, which is...
Yeah, but no, okay, it was after I said what I just said about like, after I was, like, done roasting her, I had to leave. So it was all Thomas afterwards.
Yeah. I was talking to... I guess I can say Greg.
Yeah, you were talking to...
Greg. Greg's cool.
Yeah, we're never Greg's cool with being on the podcast, so it's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah, we're never going to talk any shit about Greg. So, unless we do.
Yeah, he's a gorilla. I hope you hear that, Greg. You're a big guy and you're a gorilla. You're like Donkey Kong, and I'm not saying that as an insult.
Donkey Kong's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's like the king of his whole area. But that's besides the point. So he Thomas was talking to Greg, like he said.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Donkey Kong, and I was also hanging out with his girlfriend Cora, and Mo just showed up. Oh man, I really gotta bleep that out.
No, you don't, because you could have really continued and just said, and Mole just showed up, and then you could have continued the conversation.
I know.
We're gonna cut this part out anyway, so it's cool. Just say it. Just say that, and then we're gonna cut that section out. And Melissa, because you left a decent space. So go, just go.
So and Mo was there. So Mo just like was talking to everybody about like how much they. I keep thinking about the fact that I said. I'm not gonna cut that out. I'm not gonna do it. I gotta leave the whole section in.
No, don't do that.
All right, you give me another second. I gotta take another try.
Wait. Just gotta let it out. Just let it happen. Just let it
out. Why can't I stop? I can't do it. All right. And Mo was there. And Mo was just talking about like how she was justified in cursing me and shit. And she wasn't. But she was like, yeah, man, he hurt my feelings. And he upset me, and all I did was I just talked to the spirits and asked them to invoke revenge for me and ruin his life. That's all I did. I didn't kill him. I could have. All I did was I talked to spirits and I asked them to give him what he deserves. And then I was like, yeah, so you cursed me. She's like, I didn't curse you. I damned you. And I'm like, yeah, you cursed me. It's like, it's not the same. I didn't curse you because I didn't do anything. All I did was I just talked to the spirits and asked them to never leave you alone ever. That's all I did. And I was like, yeah, he cursed me. So that was a back and forth thing. And then Cora was just like, yeah, well, Mole, by the way, Cora and Greg are sort of friends with Mole because Greg has known Mole since he was in like 10th grade, I think. And they were like old friends sort of. But even Greg knows that she's fucked up in the head. Mm. So he was like, they were like, yeah, well, even if you didn't curse him, all that we're saying is it wasn't equal for you to do all this stuff because he stopped talking to you. Because that's really what this rooted from. And she kept saying, no, it wasn't. And I was like, what do you mean? Yes, it was. That's what the issue was. It's like, no, there was more to it than that. And I was like, why don't you just tell me what that is? It's like, I don't want to expose you in front of all these people. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's something like private between us. All right, well, here's me giving you permission to discuss whatever this thing is in front of this whole group of people. Tell everybody what happened. I don't mind. And she's like, no, man, I don't want to expose you. I'm going to be the bigger person. And I'm like, you talking about that time I fingered you, Mo? And then she was like, no. And I was like, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you're talking about, Mo. That's the only other thing I can think of that happened with us ever, is that I fingered you one time. And she was like, I just don't want to expose you in front of everybody. I was like, all right. So there was nothing else. And yeah, after that conversation went on for a while, it eventually came to no resolution. And my end thing was, I don't want to be friends with her. I don't want to be friends with anybody who is friends with her. And if I have a friend who also happens to be friends with her, for the sake of my own physical well-being and mental well-being and preference, I will no longer be friends with that person because they are in connection to Mole. And Mole is a nasty little, ugly little witch-ass creature who needs to lose at least 1 foot. I'm not saying she needs to die.
Even though she should.
But she needs to lose at least 1 of her 2 feet. I feel like Mole has like an 11th toe. I feel like she just has like an extra pinky on like the side where her other pinky is.
Yeah.
I just feel that way about her.
All right, man. Yeah. So that whole thing happened, and that was part one of the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're about to get to part two. So then, here was the sequel. The same thing happened like the last time. Mo came over while I was talking to Cora, and I guess Greg's Diddy Kong.
No, you could say Greg. Greg's cool.
No, Greg's friend.
Greg's. Oh, I don't even know, man. I don't know what his name is.
I really feel bad because I hope if he's watching. I'm sorry if you're watching this. I just don't know your name. So in the meantime, since you're like Greg's sidekick, I'll call you Diddy Kong because he's Donkey Kong. You're Diddy.
Yeah, I remember like when he was
Diddy
there.
Diddy's like
the
monkey
little
with the hat.
He's a little monkey. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like Diddy Kong.
So he was there, and I remember we particularly said, "Yeah, I don't remember your name. What's your name?" And he's like, "Oh, this is my name." We're like, "Oh," and then we immediately forgot like within the hour.
But it's whatever. So we were talking to Cora and Diddy Kong. This is like part two of the situation. So we were talking to Cora and Diddy Kong, and Mole showed up again. But this time, I didn't have to go anywhere. So I'm not. So the situation last time, I'm assuming, was a lot calmer. I guess.
No, well, I was a lot calmer.
You were a lot calmer.
But the thing is, when I was like, "Well, no, Mo, what happened was this." She was like, "No, that's not how it happened. What happened?" And I'm like, "Well, no, Mo, what actually happened was this." And I remember very factually, these are the accounts, and this is what happened. This is when it happened. She's like,
"What would you say?" Okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna just keep going. So I stayed a lot longer, and the roasting continued. The roasting was intense,
and it didn't stop.
It was an onslaught of just nonstop roasting. Every time Mo thought that she had like the upper hand to say something, I would be like, "I know where you're going with this."
Stop it! Stop!
And I'll be like on repeat every single time, and then she would be like, "Please, no, it wasn't." And I'm like, "Yes, it was. It was exactly like this. You're a terrible person, and I don't want you to be around me." And that was a lot. That was a lot of the situation. There was another person there who was really cool, who I'm gonna just call Mouse because she was really small and she was really cool and cute.
Are you talking about the dark girl?
No, the small girl with the little
She's cool. I know what her name is.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, I know what her name is. I feel weird
about calling her cute because I was like, I don't know if she has a girlfriend or a boyfriend that might feel offended by that.
I don't know if she currently has a girlfriend, but I knew her ex-girlfriend. She was pretty cool.
Okay.
But
well, if she has a boyfriend or girlfriend out there who's listening to this podcast, you're cute too. So don't beat my ass. There you go. It's equal.
Maybe she has a really ugly boyfriend or girlfriend. Maybe she has like somebody who looks like Mole.
Yeah, but I don't want him to beat my ass. I just called her cute. I didn't think, damn, this is a really
Listen, it's fine. Cute is not the same as saying you want to fuck her.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. All right, so I guess it's all good.
So he's not saying he wants to fuck Mouse. He's just saying he just wants to slowly insert his penis into her vaginal hole. Yeah, that's all I want to
do. Just a little bit. Maybe your anus. I'm not going for the pussy. You can have that. I just wanted to ask.
All right, I'm sorry, Mouse. I'm really sorry, Mouse.
Sorry, Mouse. Don't think I'm really trying to. I'm just fucking around.
You're really cool. You're really cool.
Yeah. So okay. So Mouse came in, and for a minute we were tag teaming her, but then Mouse left because I feel like she was
getting frustrated.
Yeah, the situation was way too intense for her to handle. It was very clear that Mole was not willing to accept any constructive criticism about her personality or anything like that. So quickly, I just felt like this wasn't going anywhere. So I made this very clear to Mole that what we should do is go our separate ways and never look at each other ever again. I also made some threats.
But I guess you might be at legal risk if you mention those on the podcast.
Oh. Am I though?
Because I know what the context is.
Yeah.
But if you say the words like blank, 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 blank,
but
that can be quoted in a court of law.
I said, but if I say if you threaten my life.
Okay. Well, yes, you sort of did. You're like, if you threaten my physical well-being.
If you threaten my physical well-being, I'll be forced to commit the same harm on you.
You also said you'd punch her in the face.
I will.
Wait, you would?
I will. I would. I said I would, yeah.
Hold on. All right, audio issues. So you were saying that you would punch her if she threatened you.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily those words, but something like that. Nick, why is your eye red?
What? I'm probably tired.
Why is only like one of your eyes red?
I don't know then.
Did you touch your anus and then your eyeball?
I just put my finger on my eye and did this. I don't know what happened. I'm afraid.
I'm just gonna look.
My eye doesn't itch, and I'm afraid. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't. Your eye. You seriously don't know your eyes red?
It's not. I don't feel it.
Look at your kid. Oh, we really in runs with the flow of the whole thing.
Is it bad?
It's not super bad.
I don't notice it.
Look up a little bit. Look up with your eyes. You're looking down. What are you doing?
Let me tell you why I can't do that. Let me explain to you why that's impossible to do. And look, I can't just take one eye and be like, well, all right, I can look at the camera with this one.
No, this is how you do it. Look,
wait, hold on, I thought about it.
You just look it up like that. Either you take a picture or you
That's
lift up the phone. It's not that bad. You should be fine.
But both are white. What are you talking about?
All right, Jeremy.
Thomas, I'm looking at it. Look.
All right, Jeremy. Let's just move on. All right, so you're saying if she did threaten you, if she was to put you in like harm's way,
if she was putting me in harm's way, then I would be forced to do physical harm on her. If she were to put a curse on me like Thomas, I would actually get mad and I would harm her.
Yeah.
But that's the only way. I don't want to get the idea in everybody's mind that I'm some type of woman abuser that'll do anything to beat up a woman or anybody. I'm saying that anybody can get the hands if it's necessary. If you're threatening my well-being or any part of me, then I will probably have to heart you. I'll have to heart you real bad. I'll have to harm you real bad.
Heart you, yeah.
I have to give you the palms. All 64
palms?
of them.
64 palms.
64 palms, straight through your titty. Straight through it all.
So yeah, that was yeah, and how'd you feel about what?
How'd you feel about the whole situation as a whole?
I felt like I really appreciated you standing up for me because I feel like even though a lot of people supported me, like they understood like how bad it was, nobody really said anything about it a lot of times. Like people would be like, "Oh, that's pretty bad." All right, anyway. And then so that's kind of partially what led me to the conclusion of, "Oh, okay. So people really don't care that she tried to destroy my life. So they don't really care about me all that much. So all right, fuck them. They're just going to take them. I'm going to put them over there, and I'm going to not talk to them anymore. Because if I'm not on their priority list of importance, they're not on mine." So I really appreciate that you stood up and you said something, because I feel like most people wouldn't say something in that situation. So that was cool. And I also think it was really funny. It was very
There was a lot of funny moments in there that I wish I could say on this podcast. That I'm going to ask Thomas, is it cool if I talk about some of the moments on these podcasts?
All right, but if in the upcoming part of this podcast, in the upcoming like minute or a minute and a half, you may experience some beeps if Jeremy says something you shouldn't say.
Okay, cool. All right. So there was this one time I just want to beep the spot. Okay, all right, yeah. So like the funny what would you consider the funnier moments in the podcast?
In the podcast?
Yeah, in the whole podcast that we had with Flippin' Mole. Yeah, what do you say the more funnier moments in the conversation?
I think it was really funny when you were just like, "You nasty, dirty, ugly witch! You a witch!
You're a witch!
Really,
You're a witch!
You really did roast her witch and it's super hard. And every time she tried to get any defense in, you would just be like, "Shut! You're a witch!
You're a witch!"
just never stopping the barrage.
I feel like this was the best time. I feel like this was like, I'm not saying, I feel like this was me at my best when it comes to arguing. Because a lot of cases I feel like when it comes to arguing, there's like a lot of lacking, but this was like the best moment to showcase when I guess like I'm arguing at my best.
You want to mute your phone, Jeremy?
Damn. I'm sorry. Donkey Kong keeps sending me memes.
Is Donkey Kong?
Yeah. Greg.
That's cool.
Yeah, Donkey Kong invited me to his podcast thing.
His podcast?
Yeah, his podcast. While I was in a podcast.
You just really keep saying podcast, Jeremy.
Yeah, 'cause I'm sorry. I'm just really excited that we're doing a podcast. Donkey Kong invited me into his group chat where he sends like loads of memes. And sadly, I'm not the type of person to just continuously respond to memes all the time. I'll probably send a meme back, But I mean, with these types of chats, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Well, I guess I'm glad I'm still in touch with this person, but it's cool that he's sending me stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
So basically, like Cora also assisted in the roasting.
Yeah.
Even though she's
very
somewhat more respect. She was more respectful because she didn't want to like. She doesn't want to. I don't know. I guess it's not that she doesn't want to hurt her feelings, but I guess she's not used to standing up like that.
Yeah.
I feel like Cora's more prone to gossip than to come up and talk to somebody about her problems.
Yeah.
So she'll come to me and she'll be like, "Wow, that was really awful, that thing she did." And then Mo will walk up and she'll be like, "I don't think that thing you did was particularly the best thing you could have done in that situation."
So what you're saying is that, sorry, Cora. I love you, man. You're the best. You was really bitching out there. That was really bitch move, dog. But I mean, you still stood up for Thomas, so you still get clout tokens for that. It's just that if you have any issues with somebody, I believe you gotta be like, well, I'm gonna stand up for my issues. I'm gonna make those moves, and I'm gonna tell them how I feel, regardless of what they say to me.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that she stood up for me at all.
Yeah,
because she could have just done what Diddy Kong did in the other situation and just didn't say anything. Diddy
Kong was just really flipping. Then again, I'm not sure what your relationship is with Diddy Kong.
I'm not very close with him at all.
So I don't think Diddy Kong is close with you either. All I think Diddy Kong really knows is that, well, this just happened in front of me, and I don't know how to respond.
Yeah, he's like, these are
so I
two
can't
people
really
that I vaguely know.
Yeah, so I can't really get too mad at Diddy Kong for not saying anything. I'm more or less like, Diddy Kong was really just a random bystander in this whole situation.
Yeah, that was like our first legitimate interaction with him.
Yeah, this is like our like without Donkey Kong there.
Yeah.
So it's cool that like we got to know Diddy Kong a little better. Hopefully our friendship is longer.
Jeremy, I just said to mute your phone.
I really did try to mute it. I really did thought I muted. I thought I did.
Jeremy, you have to unlock it first.
It's muted. The ringer's not on. It's not gonna do it. I'm gonna put it right here under my leg.
Alright, now when that phone goes off again. That was real funny because my phone just vibrated right now. It didn't ring though, so it's all good. And they probably didn't even pick that up on the podcast.
All right. But I would like to meet Diddy Kong. I would like to talk to Diddy Kong more in the future.
He seems like he's not bad. He seems like he's kind of cool.
Yeah. If he just needs to be more like out there.
Yeah.
And craft his own person.
So yeah, we intensely roasted Mole, and Mole just had like, I could tell that she's cracking under the pressure because everybody's like leaving her and everybody's telling her that she's wrong because I'm really good at getting what I want and making sure nobody talks to her ever again.
That's not right, Thomas.
I'll destroy her.
Thomas, that's not cool.
She is trying to destroy me.
What you should do.
The only thing is I'm better at destroying people. I have more skill in this genre.
Just do it when it's necessary, Thomas.
It's necessary.
But yeah, Thomas thinks that she deserves to be deformed. I think that she just deserves to die. And I understand, Jeremy, that's really dark. How could you say? I only have like 2 people on the list of like, yeah, you deserve to completely die and get eviscerated. And that's my ex. Not necessarily for like the typical ex reasons why people are like that. It's more or less because she cheated on me with multiple people and failed to tell me anything, and she truly betrayed me in the worst way I could possibly think so.
You're really weird when it comes to that ex.
I don't...
Because sometimes you're like, yeah, but I still have to give her respect and understand that.
No, I'm not talking about A-Face.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about M.
Yeah,
but sometimes you'll be like, yeah, I really got to give her space to grow, and maybe she'll get better, and I only wish the best for her. And other times you're like, yeah, I really hope she dies. Like, if she dies, it'll probably be a good thing. And I'm like, you gotta choose one. You can't be a dick and hater and then be a supportive ex and want the best for her. Because you gotta figure it out.
I understand that. What bothers me with my situation with that is that I feel like I have conflicting sides when it comes to her. It's more or less not necessarily that, like, I want all people to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say, like, I want her to grow and become a better person, I would like that for generally all people that I hate.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody, even if they're an enemy, and I wish they would die, I still want her to, be a better person. Because just because, like, I hate you now and I think you should die and never return doesn't mean I feel like everybody needs to feel that way about you.
Okay, so you, like, put your own feelings up against your logic. So you're like, logically, I hope she grows. Emotionally, I hope she dies. but you understand that logically you hope.
Yeah,
she
logically
grows.
she has to grow because if
she's not gonna just die because you don't like her.
Yeah, but if she doesn't contribute anything to society, then she has to die. She doesn't contribute anything to society besides the fact that she has a vagina and she fucks a lot of people, then she has to immediately die and eviscerate.
But that's a pretty good use, though. Everybody needs a nice cock sleeve from now and then.
Sometimes, yeah, that is true.
And she got the titties.
She does got the titties. She has amazing titties. I've seen her titties one time.
A couple. It wasn't one time.
Oh, sorry. I've seen my titties like a couple.
You said
times.
I've seen my titties that time.
I've seen my titties, boy. They're like massive, bro. But her titties, they're like, oh my god, dog. Those are titties that will make you say, man, these are like once in a lifetime things for a while.
And that's why you were so blind to her terribleness.
Yeah, because it was sometimes I'd be like, damn, man. It was a mixture of that and the fact that I was like, yeah, but she's fucked up. She has like abusive issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't just be like, well, you're a piece of shit, and I can leave, because that's probably what everybody does to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I should deal with it. And that's like, and that was like the worst thing that I could have made. I feel like if we dated, I guess like when I at this point in my life where I understand things more. Well, no, I feel like I wouldn't have made that growth then. So I guess like it needed to happen. Because I probably wouldn't have felt. I probably won't be the person that I am now if that didn't happen.
I also think that even if you, being who you are now, started a relationship with a fresh slate version of her. By the way, we should come up with a code name for her, but I'll get back to that. If you were like with
succubus.
All right, sure. So if you met the succubus like right now, and you from who you are right now, I still don't think you can handle the situation that happened, because you weren't bad. The issue in the relationship wasn't that you were a bad boyfriend. It wasn't that you were abusive or that you lied or that you manipulated her or anything like that. It was that you couldn't save her, and you couldn't change the path that she was going down for the most part. And that is not new. I still don't think that you're like, unless you're like a graduated, certified
super duper psychologist.
Yeah.
Then I don't think I could see.
If you have like a double doctorate degree in psychology and slutology.
If I could do that, then I could probably be like, all right, round 2. but I don't think I'll have that in the meantime.
She watches the videos.
So she could. If she's watching this, I want you to know that you're a whore and you need to stop. And I actually do have you on that list of people that I hate, and I really do like it. I really would like it if you never talk to me again, and I actually do hope you die. Like a lot. Like if you were to die right now, I'd go to your funeral just to laugh. That sounds really edgy, so I won't go to your funeral. I'll probably just keep doing my music stuff, but it would make me a little bit happier that you passed away. So if you're thinking about committing suicide, that's a little bit too hard.
Don't say that. She really might be. She really might be, and then you're at legal risk.
All I'm gonna say
is the lawsuit podcast. Yeah. There are so many things where you're like, should I say this? And I'm like, Jeremy, you'll get sued.
All I'm saying is that I wouldn't mind if she disappeared forever from the face of the universe and never came back.
All right. I mean, that was kind of implied with the word forever.
Yeah, forever. I'm sorry, I just really hate her.
Do I have anybody in my past?
But she is a cool like a. I'll say this when it comes to like physical attributes. She has great physical attributes. We were talking about her titties; they're fucking amazing. So yeah, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, but what else does she really have to offer?
Yeah, that was my point.
That was really it.
Yeah.
Jeremy, that means you were slacking.
Yeah, I was really slacking.
You should have stopped going for big boobs airhead.
Yeah. That's trash. I should really stop doing. Wait, no. This is actually the first time. Yeah, this is the first time that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because for a while it wasn't like that. This was my first time.
This is what transitioned you into the whole chasing.
Yeah. This is the first time I actually like started like chasing the hoes. So
yeah, before you were chasing those respectful young women, were you? I don't know what you were doing.
No, before I was chasing. No, I wasn't chasing anybody. My first girlfriend was cool.
Yeah, and then she cheated on you.
Yeah, she cheated on me. Then but that's
It's
the
not
weird
funny.
part. I don't know how to feel about
because
that.
you understand you weren't around and you're like you couldn't satisfy.
Yeah, there was
her,
nothing
so
I couldn't really do about that situation. So I mean, it's like when it happened. So I'm not mad at her. I hope she I hope she lives a good life, and I hope she's doing well with her situation.
Oh, I thought my computer died.
Oh man, that would have been terrible. We recorded all that podcast just for your computer.
We just hit 40 minutes.
Oh man,
We just hit 40 minutes. By the way, we should have like a 50-minute minimum for a podcast. Because I remember I was watching the Super Mega Podcast. Shout out to the Super Mega Podcast. For the 2 viewers that want to and like this podcast and want another kind of cool podcast, check out the Super Mega Podcast. It's better quality. But I was watching their videos and I was watching their old stuff. And I was like, wow, this video is 1 hour and 15 minutes. I got all the Super Mega I need. And then they upload another video that's 38 minutes. And I was like, really, Super Mega? You really gonna give me a 38? All right. So let's try to be a little more consistent than that and making sure we at least hit 50 minutes.
Okay, that's cool. So
what is the code name? Because for her.
For the new ex I'm talking about?
No, the
Succubus.
Yeah, that's right, Succubus.
Yeah,
we did
Succubus.
talk about that.
So she's Succubus. My first girl, my first real girlfriend. What would you say a good name for her? Because I told you the whole story about it.
Disney dumbass. I don't know.
That's really funny. This sounds like an episode.
Disney dumbass.
I feel like an episode of my life if it was a cartoon. Disney dumbass. Who's the real dumbass? The nigga who got in the car with his girlfriend to go to Disney World to get cheated on with a girlfriend. You decide.
That was real sad too, the way that went down. You want to talk about that story? It's okay to say no.
No, not right now. I'll probably save it for a different time. But right. Disney, I'll say Disney princess. So that kind of fits to say
Disney princess
because she's cool.
Because you know how princesses are cheating whores.
Yeah, they are.
Fuck you, Snow White. Fuck you.
Her name's Snow White. So Snow White was cool, and I feel like and even though the relationship was dying, I felt it dying, and even it was like at a constant state of like we feel like we're truly in love. And then we'd be like, well, never mind. It's kind of dying a little bit. But we're going to try to make it work. We feel like we're truly, and it'll be just a repeat of that. Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, yeah, this isn't healthy. So even though like that, I don't like that way, how the way things ended, I'm kind of glad that things, ended at least. Mm-hmm. In like a way. I'm glad like she still tries to talk to me. And it's not that I don't like her. It's just that I feel weird talking to her. It's not like in a sense where it's like, oh man, I hate talking to you because you did that thing. It's more or less just that like, outside of the, like I feel like shit, it's weird. I just said that like I'm not like really in the conversation mood when she's around sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's just like it's not that I hate her or anything. It's just that I don't want to talk to her anymore.
You don't feel attracted to her personally anymore, like personality. Yeah,
it's like that, and that sucks because I'd be like, if it's the other way around. Maybe if I talked to her more and we hung out more often, then it'll probably be the case. But I feel like currently it's just like I haven't seen her in a while. We don't talk often or see each other in person, and that's it. We're just very distant.
So I have a question that I thought of.
Yeah.
A-Face. If in the future, like you made it big, A-Face is another saga of his life.
Yeah.
It was what the Sunday.
I'll call that the whole saga.
It was Saturday?
Huh? Saturday, the diary entries.
Saturday diary entries. Album. It's what that album was about. Not entirely, but there was a little section of it between tape like 2 and 3, I think.
Yeah.
That was basically about her. If she just hit you up, like when you were like on the rise and you were like getting a lot of like notoriety, you were like, oh, I just hit 3 million subscribers and I just finished my 3rd tour. Like, if she hit you up and she was like, hey, you want to go out? You want to go out to eat? You want to go do a thing? Like, go watch a movie? Do you think you would?
No. I don't think I would do that. Because, I mean, I did say that I was going to cut you off. And that's what I have to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying, and I don't want, like, A-Face, you know what's the weird, the Succubus is the worst person out of all of these. That's why I hate her more, because she didn't benefit my life in any good way, shape, or form, or whatever. Mm-hmm. My first relationship showed me everything on how to be a good person, The Snow White taught me how to be a good person, how to be more like at least like how to be more compassionate in certain areas, how to at least how to like kiss, how to be good at basic things like fingering somebody or doing anything like that. Like shit, like there's probably more stuff that she's done for me that I'm not. Oh yeah, she also tried to help me out with my schoolwork because I was like slipping because I wasn't like I was like fuck school, it doesn't matter. She was like, yeah it does. Get your shit together. What are you doing? Get your shit. And she was like always on me about that. And I was like, damn man, like that's real support. And like A-Face, even though she was like playing like hard to get all the fucking time, like I don't know what that was. Was it playing hard to get?
It's really great.
Because
because I have a different perspective because I knew her before, during, and after the time, and what I think it was that she was getting your attention, and she was wanted, and she felt like sexy. She felt cool because she had somebody chasing after her who she thought was cool, and so, but she was never interested in being with you. She was only interested in having you interested in her.
So the idea of being. So
she was interested. She was interested in being wanted by somebody who she thought was cool.
Okay.
But I don't think she ever really wanted to sit down and like do anything romantically seriously with you.
Yeah.
And whenever she did, she just kind of did it to keep you on the hook so you would come back for more.
Yeah. That's weird. And I didn't like that was the first time I actually almost got trapped in a plantation. That was also the time that I came up with the term plantation. I'll talk more about you. I'll talk to you guys more about that later. But yeah, even though she did that, she also introduced me to media, which helped me learn a lot of things about my music.
Meet a lot of
when it came to mixing, meet a lot of new people. Meet Justin, who's also really cool, aka Little Yellow.
Shout out to Lil Yellow.
Lil Yellow. She also supported me in like actually doing college and also supported me in getting a job, and she helped me even get my job.
With her connections.
So even though they both equally did things that aren't cool at all, in my eyes.
Not equally.
They're not equally, but you know what
I'm
I'm
saying. Yeah, because Succubus did worse. Yeah, because at least with Succubus, you guys.
No, I'm saying no. I'm not talking about Succubus. I'm talking about like Snow White, and even though Snow White and like A-Face. Even though Snow White and A-Face did something cool, and did some like did like bad things in my life, I can still say that they weren't like complete shit people, because it's like in a sense where like they didn't like fucking leave, they didn't like fucking super like hate me. It didn't feel like they like fucking like just came here and wasted my time.
I think A-Face
didn't necessarily.
She needs help.
Yeah, she needs like actual help. I don't think she means to be that person. I feel like if she
I think she has a lot of potential.
She can be a great person if she really puts that time into it. But I just hope that she becomes that great person and there's somebody out there that can actually help her. Because I feel like that's what she needs right now.
I tried to help her for a little bit, and I felt really cool about it. Because like we were talking, she was like, man, I'm struggling with this, and I'm struggling with this, and this. And I talked to her for a while. It was like 2 weeks or something. And I was just like, yeah, I'll help you with this. I'll support you with this. I'll teach you how to do this. We're going to work together. You're going to throw the old A-Face away, and you're going to be new A-Face. You're going to grow, and I'm going to help you. We're going to go exercise together and everything. And it was really
That's
cool.
What I said, too.
And then we went to go exercise. By the way, side note, I had no romantic interest in A-Face whatsoever.
Yeah.
She's cool sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's not that I was trying to date her. It's just I was like, I see a lot of potential, and I want to see if I can do anything about that. So I was like, yeah, let's go exercise. Because she was worried about being fat, even though she's not fat. She just has a little bit of chub on her stomach. She's not even, like, big. She has a little bit of chub. But then I was like, you know what? I'll show you how to do some ab exercises because I have abs, and we can work together. Blah. And then, like, she came, and then we were hanging out at school, and I was like, yeah, cool. All right. So, let's go get some food over there, or something. It wasn't food. It was something else. Let's go do the thing over here. And we did the thing, and then she was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then she like progressively got like more down, and then I was like, all right, now let's go exercise. And she was like, I don't wanna. I'm like, come on, let's go exercise. Let's go over there and exercise. She's like, I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I'm like, this is the whole reason you came over here. this is a really, really long trip for you to come over here for you not to exercise. It's like, I don't have any motivation anymore. And I'm like, just do it anyway. Just come here. And then I like physically dragged her all the way to the place where you're supposed to exercise. And she was just like, I'm not. And then I was like, just get on the ground now and do some sit-ups. She's like, Thomas, I don't know. I'm not really feeling. And then I was like, all right, give me a hug. And then, so I gave her a hug. And then I tripped her leg with some judo shit. And I softly placed her onto her back. I'm like, now do some fucking sit-ups. And I grabbed her feet. And then she just laid on the ground for like 10 minutes as I encouraged her. And I was like, I can't fix this one. So I quit. I quit at that moment. And then I hung out with her a little bit longer. And then she left. And then I texted her and I was like, I quit. I can't help this. And what I realized is she's not just like a person who's like off a little bit. Or a person who gets upset easily or anything like that. She's not like... She's not bad.
A small situation.
Yeah, she legitimately has a mental illness.
Yeah.
She legitimately has bipolar disorder. And it's bipolar disorder that it's not like minor bipolar disorder. This is like a thing that needs to be treated with a mixture of therapy and medication. And all the therapists she went to were like old white guys who didn't understand how it felt to be anything that she was. She didn't understand how it felt to be black, how it felt to be a girl, how it felt to be a daughter, a young woman who's developing, or any of that. They were just like, according to my white guy textbook from 40 years ago, get better.
Pussy feels like this. And this feels like that.
So she never really had a good psychologist to turn to because her parents don't support her therapy. By the way, if you're listening to this somehow, A-Face's dad, you really need to do better. Get your daughter some damn therapy.
Yeah, get your daughter some damn therapy before I smack your face. Don't beat me up.
Yeah, I feel like you might.
Yeah, I've seen her dad multiple times, and we tried to have talks, and I'd be like, "Yeah, man, you just gotta be more chill and supportive of your daughter. You really gotta talk to him." And he would be like, "Nigga, she a kid. I'm an adult. I'm adulting," and I was like, "All right, man, do your thing."
There's no argument to that.
I would be like really fighting. I'd be like, "Yeah, but A-Face, man, sometimes it's really hard to be." And she's like, "Yeah, but she just needs to be better." And I'd be like, "Wow, man. You know, sometimes I see myself in people. I see like the worst of myself in certain people. And I'm just like, damn, man. I know this is low-key supposed to be subtly telling me something. And
this is fate trying to tell you to chill. You're like, just get better. And it's just like, fate's like, yeah, that's what he says. It's like,
yeah. So, but yeah.
That was a nice burp. Oh, excuse me. I was supposed to say that.
That would be my stuff about, that would be like most of my, yeah, that's what you'd be like most of the time. And I was like, dang, I don't know. Shit, fuck. I can't save. This is hard to save.
Yeah.
She actually needs to move out.
Yeah.
When she does that, I hope she can get her life together.
But another thing is, I think that she needs her father's support with therapy because she needs a supportive environment. And as somebody with like bipolar disorder, when she moves out, she's going to be like, all right, I'm out. I'm in my environment. I'm in my world. And now I'm fucking adulting. I can handle myself. So I'm going to go to this therapy session. And I'm going to go to this next therapy session. And I'm going to take this medication and go to this next therapy. I don't like this medication that much. But I'm going to take this medication. I'm going to go to therapy. I quit. I'm just going to not do that. And she's going to quit because eventually she's going to have a random spot of depression. She's going to look over at her pills and she's going to be like, I don't deserve to feel better. And then she's going to be broken again forever. So then it's like she needs
somebody to
she needs a caretaker, kind of.
This is like a serious situation. I hope she gets what she needs. Yeah. Somebody who's actually going to help her out with the situation. So like just hope everything goes well for her in general. She's like, she has the potential to be a great person. I'm really thankful for all the things that she's done for me. And I hope that she continues being a great person and she doesn't give up because like she's feeling down. or if anything happened, or like her bipolar is like stopping her from that. She can learn to like at least fight it back as much as she can possibly.
It's real rough.
Yeah, I know. I can understand it. That's stupid rough too, because
I know from experience that's real rough. But the only way that she can function, which is the way that I function a lot of times, is support. And it's really hard for her to have support from her family because her mom's an evil, conniving person. And then her dad is kind of dismissive of everything that she considers to be legitimate. And so she doesn't have support from her family. And when she gets support from her friends, she's like, oh, you'll be gone in a week. And then because she has that mindset of they'll be gone in a week, they're gone in a week. Because they realize, like, I can't touch this. This is too much. So she can't get support from her friends because she keeps pushing everybody away. And, yeah. Recently, she texted me. She was just like, hey. And I was like, hey. She's like, went to the gym. And I think that was her subtle way of saying, look, I know you wanted me to exercise. You wanted me to, like, put some motivation in and get this done. And I want you to know that I'm doing stuff. And I was like, that's cool, A-Face. I hope you keep it up. And then I stopped talking to her because I'm like, I can't help her. I'm not going to get emotionally invested in this and then be like, you know what? I'm going to treat her like my daughter. I'm going to raise her like my seed, like she came from my sperm sac. And then she's going to become a perfect adult because I can't. I don't think I have the ability to do that. But I do have the wisdom to look at her and be like, I don't have the ability to do that. And I hope something comes along that can do that.
I say the same thing. I don't have the ability to not get emotionally invested with A-Face.
Yeah.
And I can't, like, yeah. I don't have the ability to not do that. And I don't have the ability to kind of be like a person who's like, man, if I'm not in like in this current moment in time, I'm not cool enough to kind of be like, if there's a relationship that's being thrown at me, or chances of one, I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck that, because I'm not. Because I still would like something to happen, and I still would I'd still be cool if something did happen. So I mean, it's cool. So like I'm saying, it's kind of it's cool that we're like separate, and that's how I like to keep things. Until I can like get my until I can like have my emotions under control, and everything's like cool, or I can find something that can keep me like stable. So like when that happens, then I can probably talk to A-Face again, or I can probably even be around A-Face. But in the meantime, I'm not gonna have that thing. So this is kind of like an arc that I have to kind of go through, like without that person. Hopefully things work out for her though again. Hopefully she finds somebody who can help her out. Yeah. But all my exes, except for Succubus. Succubus is a terrible fucking person. A really bad person.
I think you'll know who she is, like, by the fact that you're like, she has nice titties, though.
Yeah.
I think she'll be like, nah, that can't be me. And then she'll look down and be like, oh, yeah, I'm not hoe.
Yeah. Succubus, you cheated on me with a lot of people. Fuck you. I actually do hope you die. Get better.
What the fuck, Jeremy? You can't do that.
I'm sorry, man. It's like, it's weird because it's like part of me, because it's like one side of me is like, she's a fucking bitch. Hope she fucking dies. Hope she fucking jumps off a cliff. She ruined everything. Every fucking thing. And then I'm like, the other part of me is like, you gotta be mature. You're an adult. You're a whole adult. But yeah.
So why do you think it is that you wrote an album about A-Face? And, like, how she, like, affected you emotionally, even though you guys were never in a set relationship, but you never wrote an album about Succubus.
Because A-Face affected me greater.
Yeah, you think so?
It was the fact that A-Face, it was the fact that even though, like, Succubus affected me sexually, which I can say the most part, and I was, like, and occasionally, like, I guess, like, in some emotional cases, now it's like I'm a little bit more down on things, and I'm a little bit more cynical about stuff. A-Face is like is one of those things, is actual a Gwen Stacy moment. It's like really watching somebody die in front of you, Because it's like I really did put all the work I could into trying to help. And I felt like I tried to put my heart and soul into it. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I made some slip-ups. And like the thought of this makes me cry a little bit. Because it's like, damn, I really did try a lot. I tried a whole fucking lot. I did everything I possibly could. And watching myself fail to save somebody hurt more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that just hurt like a lot. I couldn't handle that at all. Like Succubus was the first like small thing that was like that hit me. That was like a hint. It was like a trailer before like the actual movie. That was like, yeah, not everybody you can save, Jeremy. And I'm like, nonsense. I'm just probably not the one. I'm probably not the person for her. She probably needs somebody better. And then like when Succubus, I did actually every move. I used every combo I had. I used every attack.
You mean with A-Face?
Yeah, A-Face. With A-Face, I used everything I could. And I was like, I lost. I can't. Damn. And it was just like, it really made me sit down and be like, I can't do anything about it.
I think the exception to like the rule is like not everybody can be saved. Although not everybody can be saved, and it's also not anybody's responsibility to save them besides people whose jobs they are. But she has a definite, like, declared, diagnosed, and clearly visible mental illness. She is not like, oh, it's just another person. Let me just fix him.
Yeah, that's like, what I thought. Yeah. That's what I went in with. I went in there with that idea. That's what I feel like a lot of people probably go in there with.
Yeah, I did too when I first met her. But I gave up on her like really, really quick when I first met her. I was like, oh, you're cool. You have common interests with me. You're interesting. You're exciting sometimes. And you're broken. Not gonna mess with that.
Yeah. It was a lot of situations where I was like, because I was like in love with her, and I could say that. That's how I felt. Mm-hmm. So it was like that, and I was like, damn, this really blows. Mm-hmm. This really hurts a lot. I can't handle it. So like when it was like that's why cutting off A-Face was the hardest thing to do, because it was like the Peter in me was like, you gotta keep moving forward. You can't look back. We got things we gotta do. And then the Spider-Man in me was like, I gotta save that person. All I have to do is do this web thing off this web, and I can swing right there, and I can use my spider senses, and I just gotta say it. And I'm like, I can't. You can't do those things. You tried every time. You can't. She's doomed to hit the ground and break her neck. That's how it's supposed to be. So it's like, damn, that really does fucking suck. But like, that's why I wrote an album about her, probably, because she had the biggest impact on my life. Mm-hmm. And that's also why, like, because there's songs that I've written about, and there's probably one song that I've written about.
Oh, you just said her name. You said Disney Princess's name.
Oh, sorry. And there's probably one song that I've written about Snow White. And there's an album that I have on my phone that I haven't released that is about Snow White.
Oh, that's interesting.
But there isn't an album about Succubus. There's only one song. Mm-hmm. And it was a song that was made to make her feel better one time. Didn't work.
It's not funny, Thomas. Why are you laughing? Thomas, it's not funny. Jeremy really did try. Stop
didn't
laughing.
Work. It didn't work at all. I was like, man, it was a really good song. I'll probably show it to you after the podcast is over. But yeah, I worked on it real hard, and it didn't work. And I was like, dang, this sucks. I feel like the worst person ever. Mm-hmm. That was like but yeah, Succubus was like a trailer before like the actual movie happened.
I'm glad that even though she was like the heaviest negative influence, you kind of look at her as being the lightest influence. You're like, yeah, she sucked, but she didn't matter, and that's cool that you can distinguish that, because a lot of people. It's a lot easier to remember pain than this to I keep hitting my head up against this headboard. I keep doing it. My headphones keep bouncing against this headboard. It's real distracting.
Dude, Thomas, you want me to wear the headphones? I'll wear the headphones because you're going to keep hitting your head against that. And I'll just be sitting in the same position. I won't be moving too much.
All right, I'm going to take my headphones off and pass them.
I understand how comfortable they are.
They really are. They feel really nice. Get you some Scarlett headphones. That shit's
I just
fire.
Realized what you're talking about, and yeah, it is annoying. I had my thing on the thing. I was like, this is mad fucking annoying. If I keep doing this, it'll bother me the whole day. Yeah.
All right. So, I don't know.
Oh, you were saying like you were really glad.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you look at her as being such a like small influence in your life, even though because a lot of people they look at negativity as being the biggest thing in life, like the most memorable, the most impactful, the most important is the negative stuff.
Yeah.
And it's good that you don't.
I don't.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, that was really awful. It was really negative, but whatever.
It's kind of why I'm a little bit against emo music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit against it. I'm not saying like, cause I'm not sure if what I make is emo music. Cause I do kind of make. It's weird.
Define emo.
Because
when I think when you're talking about emo, you mean like people who are like, my life sucks. No one will ever love me.
Yeah,
I need to
hate
die.
that stuff. I hate that stuff.
You mean hopelessness?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you make
is
not hopeless. What you make it tells about your life sometimes.
And I try to talk about from a perspective of being hopeless because I feel like I'm hopeless in a lot of situations, or I'll be in situations where it's like I'm shitty Peter Parker. I don't have no powers. I'm trash, and I can't do anything about the situation around me. But what I want to do instead is make people feel like, because hope is always a thing that can keep going, keep moving, and keep flowing through people. And I see negativity and positivity as like the same thing. Because both of them can affect you, and both of them are beautiful things in their own right.
I think that what would be a really good idea for a song is if you made a song like called Peter Parker or something like that.
Yeah, I'm working on that now. Please don't do that.
Hold on, it's my idea now because I said it. Now
please, I already did that.
Now, hold on,
I really did. Don't do that.
Now I gotta explain what I imagined the song to be.
Because it's gonna be trash, and it might be like what? Because me and you think keeping this mind time is me and you think very similar. So what you say is most likely what I will do. And I'm going to be like, now everybody's going to be on the listening to the One Day Project. And I don't want that to be the case. I really don't want you to ruin this. Let me have this, dog. Come on. Don't do that.
All right, man. But
Thank
what
you,
it should be.
Nah, we can talk about it after, though. That'd be cool.
But I do have an idea for a song that I think you'd be cool with. So this podcast has been going on for a good hour now.
Yeah. We should probably end it like somewhere now. Is that cool?
By the way, I had an idea.
What?
Do you think we should have an outro that's different than the intro? Because I kind of think the intro would also be a kind of cool outro. If we have an outro, but we can also just not. Like, I'm real confused about that.
Well, probably, I don't think we should have an outro.
You think we should just end really abruptly?
Yeah.
Like right now? Tommy the Jizzle.